Hello there, and welcome to Polyvision. My name is Guido Revaren, and I'm the product manager for surfaces for our company, where I've been for over 30 years plus. Today, I would like to show you, but also talk about, obviously, what ceramic steel actually is. Ceramic steel is a composite material, which consists of a very thin steel coil. It's only 0.35 millimeters thick, 0.019 inches, and which is coated with porcelain enamel. And porcelain enamel, for all intents and purposes, is a glass-like material. It is actually modified glass, which will be fired at high temperature on the steel core. Polyvision operates 3 coil lines to make this material. There's one here in Genk, which manufactures up to 1200 millimeters wide. And then there's 2 in Okmulgee in Oklahoma, the United States, where they also have a 4-foot line, 1200 millimeters wide, and a 5-foot line, which manufactures up to 5-foot wide material. The process begins with decoiling the bare steel. As you can see, we have a double decoiler, and each of those bare steel coils weighs over 5 tons and contains about 1.5 kilometers of material. We can do the decoiling in a continuous process by literally stitching one coil to the next. For that, we have about a 2-minute loop time where we can stop the line in front of it and continue to work the line after. In that way, we can manufacture ceramic steel 24/7 if need be, without ever stopping, only maybe for cleaning or maintenance. The first coating step is where we apply the ground coat. We apply the ground coat slurry using a proprietary process and only put 35 microns on top and bottom of the bare steel. That slurry is a stable dispersion of very finely ground porcelain enamel particles in water, and that's why we need to dry it in the next step. Immediately after applying the ground coat on both the top and the bottom side, all the water needs to be evaporated before it enters into the furnace, obviously because all that water would start boiling violently when it enters into a furnace at 800 degrees centigrade. Right after p-drying, the strip will enter into the ground coat furnace. That furnace operates at 800 degrees centigrade plus, and the strip at that point in time is only a very thin powder coat on steel, so nothing may touch the strip at that time. This is why this 8-meter long furnace follows the catenary line of the strip hanging freely in the oven. A special property of the ground coat is that it contains elements which are able to electrochemically react with the steel, such that it literally roughens the surface of the steel at that point. And then the liquid glass will be cooled down naturally, and it will grip into the surface of the steel, giving us the necessary bond for further processing. Once the first firing cycle is complete, the strip exits the oven, and it's still red hot. It's about 500 degrees centigrade. So if we ever want to put a second coat on top of it, we need to cool it down, and we use air jets to cool down the entire material from the top and the bottom side. The second coating step is the application of the cover coat. This is the coat that will determine the final color and gloss of the ceramic steel itself. It follows similar steps as in application of about 70 microns of about 2.5 milli-inches of layer thickness, pre-drying just like in the ground coat, and also a firing step of about 800 degrees centigrade in our second furnace. After that, the ceramic steel is quality controlled for color, gloss, layer thickness by our operators at the inspection station. All that data is put into our system for later traceability. A protection film is put onto the surface, and that has a twofold purpose. First of all, it provides protection for the ceramic steel while further processing, like for example the lamination process. But also, the secondary function of it is to protect the ceramic steel against scratching itself. Ceramic steel is extremely scratch resistant, but like diamond can scratch diamond. Even though it's the hardest material on earth, ceramic steel can scratch itself while being stacked into sheets or recoiled into coils. If so required by our customers, we can on-light cut the material into sheets of required size, put them on a pallet and expedite them. Usually though, we recoil our material into coils of up to 150 linear meters or 500 linear foot long. These coils are protected by an outer tube made out of cardboard, which is made to protect the material against damages during expedition or during further processing into writing surfaces. So why ceramic steel? Well, due to the glass-like nature of its coating, it is very durable. It is scratch resistant and it is wear resistant, but it's also chemical resistant, solvent resistant, fire resistant, and it even is resistant to microorganisms. In fact, Polyvision offers hygienic ceramic steel as a special that eliminates microorganisms within 24 hours. Of course, there are alternatives to ceramic steel, and what these are and how they perform and how ceramic steel stands against them is subject of our next talk.